Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the FCS Football channel. Sorry we were a little bit late getting started, just had to sort a few things out. But we are now live for the Manchester United versus Crystal Palace game in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, Manchester United won the Carabao Cup last year, so retaining it is on the agenda tonight. And the team that we have got trying to retain this title is thus. So Andre Onana does start in goal today over Altay Baynadir, or however you pronounce that Turkish name. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he does start, which is a bit of a surprise, it has to be said. When you look at last season, under Erik ten Hag, we did see Martin Dubravka, we did see Tom Heaton play in the early rounds of the Cups. So to see Andre Onana starting in goal is a bit of a surprise. Like I say, last season, De Gea didn't start these games. So does that say something about Andre Onana or Altay Baynadir or De Gea? Which kind of does it speak most about? The back four. So it's at right back, we've either got Diego Dalot or Sofiane Amrabat. We're not 100% sure which side either will play. I've got Diego Dalot starting at right back with Amrabat at left back. I've gone with this because it seemed like the natural choice, but Dalot at left back, Amrabat right back. Dalot left back, Amrabat right back. However, if you remember back to the Burnley game, when we brought on Amrabat originally, he did go at left back and Dalot stayed at right back. Now, based purely on that, I've gone with Dalot at right back, Amrabat left back. Ideally, I think you would have Amrabat right and Dalot on the left. Harry Maguire and Rafael Varane do start at centre-back, so we believe Varane will play as that left-hand side centre-back with Maguire on the right. Varane did play as the left-sided centre-back at Real Madrid alongside Sergio Ramos, so he's very much used to playing there. And obviously it moves Harry Maguire to the right, where Erik ten Hag sees him best. Mason Mount starts in midfield alongside Casemiro. Obviously at the start of the season, these two didn't really perform brilliantly together, but he is back in the team as he has returned fit and he returns in that role alongside Casemiro. I think that's the right choice from Erik ten Hag personally. It's very, very, very clear that this season Mason Mount will play that number 8 role. So what is the point in not playing him in that role in this game? Get him playing there, and eventually these two will have to learn to play with each other, or one of them will be dropped. And Mason Mount ain't going to play anywhere else. He's not going to play that number 10 role. You could argue he could maybe play on the right, but I don't see it happening. If Mason Mount wants to play and start for Manchester United, it will be in that number 8 role. So it's a big day for him alongside Casemiro. Can this partnership finally get up and running? Hannibal Mabry starts at number 10. He started there against Burnley, played very well there. He keeps his place. Palestri gets his first start for Manchester United after he started against, his second start after his start against Bayern Munich. This game, a little bit more fair on him to start, which I'm very happy that he is starting today with Alejandro Garnacho on the left. We know everything about Alejandro Garnacho. He's an absolute top player. And he gets a start today alongside Anthony Martial. Big opportunity for Martial. Came on against Burnley. Did he come on against Burnley? No, he didn't come on against Burnley. He came on against Bayern Munich. Got an assist. Won the free kick that led to Casemiro's second. And generally had a very, very good last 10 minutes against Bayern Munich. Hopefully we can see more of that today from Anthony Martial. And we can maybe get a goal and we can have kind of competition for that starting spot. Because last season we didn't really have it because Martial was always injured. And even when Martial was fit, he was just the first choice, wasn't he? Because Wout Weghorst just isn't good enough. Wasn't good enough. Rasmus Højlund has come in this year, has taken that first team spot and hasn't really ever looked like being dropped. Hopefully Martial can play the full 90 today, get a goal, maybe 2, maybe an assist while he's at it. And then we can go, look, we got Højlund and we got Martial, both of them, that they offer different things. They're different types of players. However, they can both offer a lot to this team. And that would make us not only well, competition for places is always a good thing, of course, but it also makes us a difficult opposition to kind of face up against, because what type of striker are you going to have to deal with? The type of striker that is physical, you're going to look to run in behind, right in the air, or you're going to be up against a player in Martial, who's very good at dropping in, getting involved in play. Maybe a bit better hold-up play, prefers kind of more of a give and go. So a lot of options there for Manchester United. So I'm happy with that team. And really, I can't argue with it too much. Sergio Reguilon isn't fit today. So there's not much we could really do about left back. It has to be either Amrabat or Dalot or one of the other centre backs on the bench plays. But I think those two kind of, both Lindelof and Johnny Evans, you'd imagine as well at this point, might be above Harry Maguire in the pecking order. And if that is the case, then we need those fit for Saturday. When it comes to Crystal Palace, this is the team we see from them. So Dean Henderson does get his start for Crystal Palace. It's his first start for Palace, and it's a change. It's a choice I expected Palace to make. Nathaniel Klein, Rob Holding, Chris Richards, and Tariq Mitchell make up the back four, with Doucouré and Jairo Riedeveld as a midfield double pivot. Jeffrey Schlupp will start at number 10 with Jordan Ayew on the right and Raki Saku up on the left, with John Philippe Mateta up top. Now, of course, it could be Ayew on the left, Saki on the right. We don't know that for certain yet, but I'd assume it will be Ayew on the right. That's where he mostly plays for Crystal Palace. So I'd be very surprised if it's not that way this time out. When you're looking at the benches for both sides, you can see down just below me now, Manchester United's bench. We got Tom Heaton and Alte on the bench. Not ideal. Obviously, you'd prefer to only have one. But given our injury problems, I'm not massively surprised. Johnny Evans and Victor Lindelof, two defenders. Nice to have two on the bench as opposed to one last time out. Dan Gore, again, features on the bench. Erik ten Hag clearly likes Dan Gore. He's featured a lot. He obviously featured in pre-season, has featured a lot on the bench this season. I'll be interested to see if we can get a lead, if he comes on, what kind of impact he can make. Donny van der Beek and Bruno Fernandes. Of course, Bruno Fernandes is on there. And Donny van der Beek makes the bench for a second game in a row. Marcus Rashford and Rasmus Højlund wraps up the substitute bench for United. And interestingly, no Scott McTominay. Now, obviously, Scott McTominay started against Burnley, misses out today. Now, from what I've seen, there was no news on Scott McTominay picking up an injury. So him missing out today is quite surprising. What's kind of happened with Scott? Because he's an important option on that bench for me. Is he the most unbelievable player in the world? No, he's not. And look, I've made my my views on him very clear, and I've had my fair share of criticism shared. Well, I've shared my fair share of criticism on McTominay. However, when you look at Manchester United, you need our number 6 options on that bench. We don't have anyone really. You can't throw Dan Gore in. If Casemiro gets injured, for example, in this game, is it Dan Gore that comes on to try and to make up for him? That is a big call. A very, very big call. So I do wonder where Scott McTominay is. Obviously, we rejected £30 million for him. And if Scott McTominay can't consistently get in a team over, well, and not even just a team, a squad over Dan Gore, then you have to question, why on earth did we not accept that £30 million bid? When it comes to Crystal Palace's bench, I'll quickly load it up. Is it going to load? Here we go. So this is what the Palace bench looks like. So you got Sam Johnson, Joel Ward, Mike Gahey, Eze, Anderson, Hughes, Malcolm Iwobi, David Ozo, and I wouldn't even know how to begin to pronounce that name, so I'm not even going to try. But when it comes to subs, Manchester United sub bench is clearly stronger. And look, it is a rotated team for Palace. Obviously, some of it is out of necessity for injury. Elise is not available. Neither is Odson Edouard. However, you look at their normal back four would be Mark Gahey, Anderson, Mitchell, and either Klein or Ward. I would probably argue Ward. So that's 3 out of their 4 back line, their usual back four, not playing. Jefferson Lerma or Will Hughes would definitely play over Jaro Riedeveld. Both, obviously, Lerma not available, Hughes on the bench. And we know Eze would start in that front line. So it is a rotated Palace side, as is for Manchester United. Now, Google have Man United playing as a back three. Now, if it is a back three, I will give each of you watching 20 quid. Because it's not a back three. There is absolutely no chance we are playing a back three with Alejandro Garnacho and Palestri as wing backs. No a chance in hell. In possession, it was certainly, for me, it will certainly become a back three. I think we will end up seeing, when obviously Mabry will move out wide, and Mount will join that kind of, as that advanced state, moving into the 10 position. And we will see Amrabat drop into a midfield 2. And we'll have that 3-2-4-1, which we see Arsenal deploy this season. We see Man City, even Liverpool to a certain to an extent. I think this is how we will look in possession. And look, I'm not really opposed to it. Obviously, this is kind of how we play, but we usually have Lissandro Martinez moving into that midfield role. And I think Amrabat might be more natural coming into that area. So it will be interesting to see if that is how we end up setting up. Again, look, Amrabat could very well be on the right, and it could be very slightly different. But I think, again, that's another reason why I do believe it will be Amrabat on the left, because I do think he will invert and come inside. And Casemiro always plays on the right. So it makes, obviously Arsenal have been a bit weird recently, where they've played Declan Rice on the left and Zinchenko on the right in their midfield too. But for me, that doesn't really work long term. That leaves you that wing back. So Zinchenko in that aspect, too much work to do, try and get a back across. Whereas I think in this game, if Mason Mount's going to push forward, it makes sense for Amrabat to come inside on that left-hand side from left back. In terms of Palace, how are they going to play today? Well, they're going to play on the break. They're going to try and be defensively resolute. And with Dean Henderson in goal, look, obviously, he never really made it at Manchester United. He was the first choice goalkeeper for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But when he left, Dean Henderson never really got a sniff, did he? Whether that was under Ralph Rangnick or when Erik ten Hag came in, didn't even feature in a pre-season game for us. So never really made it at Manchester United, Dean Henderson. He will have a point to prove today in his first start for Crystal Palace. Not only will he, again, like I say, have a point to prove, want to prove kind of Manchester United wrong by letting him go, but also we want to kind of stake a place to be that number one goalkeeper for Palace this year. Sam Johnson has been the number one all year long, despite Henderson joining. Was it before the season started? Fairly early in the window, I want to say. So he's got to make a statement. Dean Henderson if he wants to become that first choice goalkeeper. And what better chance than against your former club, your boyhood club, at Old Trafford in the League Cup against the defending champions of it. I think it's all set up for Dean Henderson to have a stormer today. Will he or not? Will he? I don't know. I don't rate Dean Henderson as highly as Dean Henderson rates himself. But we are about 5 minutes from kickoff. If you are enjoying the stream, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. And if we can get to 600 today, that would be unreal. Also, please do get involved in the live chat. Get your predictions in the live chat. We get them read out. Sorry. And we have a nice chat about. We can have a chat about it all. It's just a bit of fun in it. A bit of fun. Well, let me quickly update the prediction list. That was from the Burnley. So my prediction of 2-0 is still there. I'm going 2-0 in this game. I think United will win it. Look, Palace are a good side. I believe they're 10th in the league. And they're there for a reason, because they're a good side. They will feel like they could be higher, but for me, I feel like Manchester United could have been higher this season. I think we've been a bit unlucky, Spurs and Arsenal games, which I believe we should have got something from. Now, I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but neither of those teams created that many unbelievable chances against us. And then you look at the goal Spurs scored, especially. Well, you look at the goal Spurs scored. Both of them are really Lisandro Martinez mistakes. One's an own goal. One, it deflects off of him into the 6-yard box. Not much and Man United could really do about those. And you look at Arsenal, we had, some would argue a penalty wrongly not given. I would say it's not a penalty. We had one of the closest offside calls you're ever going to see. And look, we conceded in the 96th minute or something like that. Like, we conceded so late. And that was after we got both our starting centre-backs injured and had to be taken off in that game. So we haven't got the luck of the draw in some games. And that's kind of why we sit as low as we do. And you can see there, as the players are warming up, Harry Maguire and Amrabat are on the left-hand side of the drills. So I am surprised to see Maguire on the left and Varane on the right. Obviously, it could end up changing. But as I say, I'm not surprised in the slightest that we see Amrabat on the left. I think it just makes a lot more sense in all ways, really, for Amrabat to play on the left. And when he inverts inside, he's obviously already in the right position alongside Casemiro. So about 3 minutes until kickoff. Nerves are starting to creep in a little bit. But nerves aren't necessarily a bad thing, are they? I don't know what Erik ten Hag is saying here. I don't have sound. Come on then. And here comes the players. And Rafael Varane, he's leads the team out today. He's got the captain's armband. He's followed by Onana, Casemiro, Dalot, Maguire, Mabry, Mount, Palestri, Amrabat, Garnacho, and Anthony Martial. It's a unique team. We haven't seen this lineup ever before, and a lot of players haven't seen much game time in a Manchester United shirt. Mason Mount, obviously, got injured after our second game, third game. So he hasn't got many minutes here at Manchester United. So I mean, in a way, it's almost like a new signing for him. Hannibal Mabry, his second start for United. Palestri, I think this is his third start after he started in the cup last year against Forest, I want to say, in the second leg. And obviously Bayern Munich. Again, to go through the lineups. The United lineup, obviously defending reigning champions of the Carabao Cup. We got Andre Onana starting it in goal. Diego Dalot, Rafael Varane, Harry Maguire and Sofiane Amrabat as a back four. Again, it looks like Amrabat is going to be a left back with Dalot on the right. Harry Maguire obviously starts for the first time this season. Casemiro, Mason Mount and Hannibal Mabry as a midfield three with Palestri, Anthony Martial and Alejandro Garnacho as a front three. Sky has it down as a 4-3-3. I think it will be more of a 4-2-3-1 with Casemiro and Mason Mount as the double pivot with Hannibal at number 10 with obviously Palestri and Garnacho either side of Hannibal with Martial just in front. For Crystal Palace, it is going to be a return to Old Trafford for Dean Henderson, Nathaniel Klein, Rob Holding, Chris Richards and Tariq Mitchell make up the Palace back four. Czech Doucouré and Jairo Riedeveld as a midfield double pivot. Rax Saki, Jeffrey Slupp, Jordan Ayew in behind John Philippe Mateta. There are the lineups for you, ladies and gentlemen. Kickoff is moments away. It's an Old Trafford and full debut for Sofiane Amrabat, obviously on loan here from Fiorentina. He's a deal, even though he is a loan. I expect him to be in next season. I think he will be made permanent. Come on then. Let's get this game started, shall we? And Martial gets us underway here at Old Trafford. And as you can see, there is Amrabat and Maguire on the left-hand side of that defence. I have to say, we've got this absolutely spot on here. That's why we're here. We get it spot on all the time. We know what we're talking about here. We're an intelligent lot. And thankfully, I don't owe any of you 20 quid because it's definitely not a back three. Jordan Ayew already under pressure. He has to clear it upfield. Mateta takes it down well. And Riedeveld has it. Finds Schlupp. He goes back to Holden. Klein. Crystal Palace just keeping the ball as we get underway here. And you can already see, look at that. Mabry and Mason Mount in those two advanced number 8/10 roles. Varane there pushed up alongside Casemiro, but Mitchell has it now. Palace looking to try and play. Good tackle from Palestri, but Palace winning it back and to go down the line. Varane wins it up against Mateta, but referees are given a free kick. I think that's a bit soft. Richards bringing it forward into Mitchell. Are you? And look, I can't understate how important I believe a win today is. Obviously, it goes without saying we want to kind of retain the Carabao Cup. A trophy is always important, and a lot of people like to kind of shit on the Carabao Cup and the League Cup A lot of it is due to the constant name changes, whether it's the Carling Cup, the Capital One Cup, League Cup, obviously now Carabao Cup. I don't think that helps it, especially when like the Carabao Cup. It's an energy. You're an energy drink, mate. You're an energy drink. How are we meant to take you seriously when you're an energy drink? However, I do like the Carabao Cup in the sense that I think it's a great trophy to win. You look back at the history of the League Cup. Man City went what 5 years in a row when they won it, or won it 4 times out of 5 years, or something crazy like that. And why is that? Because Pep Guardiola and is a well, it's I guess Pep. Yeah, let me use Pep. Pep knows the importance of kind of setting foundations. Knows the importance of look. Let's win the Carabao Cup. The first trophy we can win in a season. Let's go win it and say, look, we're here to win trophies. This is a feeling we want at come the end of the season as well. So it's a nice way to get your season started straight away. There's a trophy, and coming into when obviously the Carabao Cup final is kind of halfway through the season. To go into the second half of the season, going look, we've already got a trophy. We're going to go win some more. It's massive to have. And for the morale boost it gives you as a club is huge. As you can see here, already Amrabat dropping in to midfield. Martial dropping in to help build up play. As Mason Mount and Hannibal Mabry are more playing in them forward roles. As here comes Rafael Varane bringing it forward to Palestri. Mason Mount offered himself. But we go back to the halfway line with Casemiro. Casemiro looks down the line for Palestri. Couldn't find it, and Chris Richards does well. And back to Dean Henderson it goes. Number 30, Dean Henderson at Palace. I thought it'd be high. I thought it'd be lower. Give him 13 at least. Mason Mount, lovely flick from Mount into Casemiro, who looks for the run of Palestri. Mitchell was there. I'm not really sure what that ball was meant for Palestri, or if he just kind of made the pass look okay. It was a really poor ball really from Casemiro. It was either under hit or just not to Palestri at all. Dalot goes back to Harry Maguire on the halfway line. Moves it into Amrabat. United, in the first 5 minutes, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Good shape. We've got Mason Mount and Hannibal Mabry playing very high. As Dalot has it. Moves it to Palestri. We'll look to run. Palestri, still Palestri. Look for the run of Mabry. And here is Palestri in the box. Looks to find Mason Mount. Palestri loses it to Riedeveld, who looks to try and play it out. But Varane is there. And this is sustained pressure from Manchester United as Harry Maguire has it now. Back to Diogo Dalot on the right-hand side. Mabry. It's really nice seeing Hannibal Mabry play for United. He's a player that Manchester United had a lot of hope, has a lot of hope for. And him, Kobe Mainu, Alejandro Garnacho, Palestri to a certain extent as well. They are the futures of this club. Garnacho, Mabry, Amrabat, that's his name. I'm really looking forward. When Kobe Maini's back, I'm so looking forward to seeing him play. In pre-season, he looked unreal. Was it Reading he came on alongside Casemiro? Looked great. I think Kobe Mainu could be a top player. And I tell you what, Martial, I might be kidding myself, but he looks like he did in 2019 as Amrabat fires one over the bar. First shot of the game falls to Amrabat. It's a bit wild, but we take it. It was good play from United. My God, that was worse than it first looked. Just absolutely twats it over the bar. Palestri giving chase to Mitchell, but he goes back to Chris Richards. Back to Henderson. Well, let's see Henderson on with the ball at his feet. Nice ball out to Nathaniel Klein. United win it back here. Mason Mount can't quite bring it under. And here comes Palace now. Mateta to Jeffrey Schlupp. Jeffrey Schlupp is such a weird player for me. He's played left back. He's played striker. He now plays in midfield. Here he is again. Schlupp puts it to the back stick. Harry Maguire. Good defending to stop the ball from reaching Mateta at the back post for what surely would have been 1-0. That's a poor touch from Anthony Martial. And we lose the ball. And it's a foul by Martial on Jairo Riedeveld. Not great there from Martial. It's usually a player who's so good at just kind of killing a ball. Really good defending from Harry Maguire. And he gets his plaudits, the plaudits from his goalkeeper as well. I wonder if Jamie Carragher will talk about that. Probably not. It looks like he's giving Jairo Riedeveld to take this free kick. Is he a bagsman from free kicks? I don't know. It seems a bit weird, him taking it. He puts the ball into the box. It's not a bad ball in, but Martial makes up for giving away the free kick by heading it clear. And Dallo gets it gone. Mitchell looks to head it back into the danger area. Harry Maguire's big head finds Palestri. But Palace have it back in. That's a lovely ball from Riedeveld out to Raksaki. "10 minutes play, United the better side so far. I'm liking what we're seeing in the opening 10 minutes as much as you possibly can. I don't want to say I'm optimistic for the rest of the game, but I am. Palestri, not the greatest of first touches, but we get it back to Dallo and back to Andre Onana. United, I hope are going to just look to try and play. None of this long ball nonsense that we've seen quite a lot this season. I want to see us playing from the back, trying to play our way out. As Amrabat looks for the flick to Martial, but Rob Holding with a good interception. Are we back? Yeah, we're back. So like I was just about to say, I don't know if you guys have seen the news on Jadon Sancho. However, it is being reported that he has been banished from all first team grounds. And there's been rumours murmuring that he plans to... What's going on? Are we back? Are we sorted it? Has it sorted itself out? There's rumours that he plans to go on Piers Morgan uncensored, similar to how, well, maybe not Piers Morgan, but plans to interview, kind of like Ronaldo's on Piers Morgan, where he plans to kind of describe what he's been through, how he believes he's been been made the scapegoat, and apparently he looks to take shots at Erik ten Hag. I think ridiculous. Look, I'm not saying he has to apologise, but I think a conversation clearly needs to be had between Ten Hag and Jadon Sancho. I don't think he should necessarily have to apologise. I think if that's what Ten Hag wants, I think at the same time Ten Hag needs to kind of realise that, look, people will have different opinions. If he's willing to say, look, I shouldn't have put out the statement, then maybe. Well, it depends what he wants an apology for. For putting the statement out, sure. An apology for saying how he felt, I don't believe that's warranted. Both of them need to realise, look, Ten Hag has his opinions on who should be playing and who not, and so will Sancho. And they should be able to kind of see through their differences for the better of the team. As much as Jadon Sancho should apologise for the statement, Erik ten Hag should accept that. Look, Sancho for me, should have played more. Anthony has had a lot of time on that right hand side where he's not played well, and Sancho still can't get a look in. Saying, and I mean, that argument can be said for Garnacho over Rashford, Palestri over Anthony. I mean, it doesn't just go for Jadon Sancho. So I can see where the scapegoat come from in the favouritism. I mean, Eric Bailly, when he left Manchester United for Marseille, I believe it was, said about how there was an English bias and there was a favouritism at the club about who got picked. So it's not an uncommon opinion. I mean, I've said it before about Tommy constantly playing, Rashford constantly playing, that I believed that there was some sort of thing I said about in contracts that these players had to play. But I do think we got to get Jadon Sancho back involved sooner rather than later. As my light falls. Not ideal, that. Riedewald. Rob Holding. Nathaniel Klein has it and pushes forward now here for Palace. Finds Raksaki. Amrabat forces him back. Holding back to Dean Henderson. Has Rob Holding ever played for England? I don't think he has. No, I don't think he has. No, he has never played for England. Thank God. Rob Holding only made just under 100 appearances for Arsenal. I thought he played a lot more than that. He played made 98 appearances for Arsenal, scored twice. I thought he played way more than that. I'm shocked by that. So in the other games in the EFL Cup tonight, they all started at 7:45, so they're about half hour in. We got Salford 0, Burnley 3. So Vincent Kompany and his side getting a win in that game. Exeter Luton is still 0-0. Wolves are beating Ipswich by 2-1. Mansfield and Peterborough are level at 1-1. Middlesbrough are beating Bradford, and Port Vale and Sutton are 0-0. And it looks like Dean Henderson may have just injured himself launching that ball clear. He's receiving treatment. Let's hope he's all right there. So Sander Birds, Brun Larson and Dara O'Shea are the Burnley goal scorers. And Sam Johnson looks like he will be coming on. Amari Hutchinson scored for Ipswich, and Juan He Chan and Toti Gomez are the goal scorers for Wolves. What type of team are Luton playing? I think that's their second spring side. I wouldn't really know. Steve Cooper is in the house. It looked like Eddie Howe was next to him, but I don't think it is. Why is Steve Cooper here? And just 20 minutes, well, not even 20 minutes in to his Crystal Palace debut. His return to Old Trafford since leaving for Palace. Dean Henderson makes way for Sam Johnstone through injury. It's gutting for him, but that's the way life is sometimes. And Sam Johnstone comes in his place. Come on then. I tell you what, 2 former Man United goalkeepers for Palace today. Henderson started, obviously joined this year, and Sam Johnstone was a youth academy graduate from Carrington. Harry Maguire, Raphael Varane. Give it to Mount. There we go. Come on then. Garnacho made a good run. Amrabat with it. Moves it back to Harry Maguire. Mount to Garnacho. Mount. Lovely crossfield ball to Palestri. Finds Diego Dallo. Dallo's made a good run. Find it across. Garnacho! Alejandro Garnacho gives Manchester United a lead. And he's kind of did the Sue. Kind of. He did that bit. But then, what that? But we have a lead. And that's what we like to see. It's a great run from Diego Dallo. It's really good football from Manchester United. It starts through Alejandro Garnacho, who gave it to Mason Mount. And that crossfield ball from Mount is fantastic. Palestri takes it down really well. Dallo with a good underlapping run. Just pulls it back. And there he is. Alejandro Garnacho. So smart. Fires it in to the front post. It might take a deflection. I'm not 100% sure. It does. Who's it off of? It might be off of Rob Holding. It is. It's going in. Holding gets a foot to it. And after that foot, he gets a touch. I think he should probably clear it away. But who's complaining? I'm certainly not. 1-0 Manchester United, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you what, it feels good because we have comfortably been the better side today. There we go. Alejandro Garnacho has given Manchester United a 1-0 lead. And now, feet up. We've won this game now, ladies and gentlemen. We've won this game now. They are famous last words when we go on to lose this, ain't it? If we lose, you may never see my face on the internet ever again. We'll make that clear now. So Ipswich have equalised against Wolves. That's big. That is mega for Ipswich. As Dallo brings it down. Diego Dallo shoots. Good save by Sam Johnston. United looking dangerous again. Cleared upfield there by Palace. Casemiro, that is delightful, but loses it now to Schlupp. And Casemiro can't win it back, but Varane is there in the foot race against Schlupp. Does really well to keep hold of the ball here for United as Casemiro moves it to Harry Maguire. For you statisticians out there, these are how the stats look. I mean, it's got to be wrong because Dallo's shot was on target just a minute ago. But out shooting him, Palace yet to have a shot in the first 25 minutes. We're absolutely controlling the ball and we're dominating the game as well. We'd like to see more of that possession turn into a few more shots and a few more chances. However, the best way of winning games is keeping the ball and not conceding shots. And Manchester United so far are doing that perfectly. Casemiro's ball looking for Pellistri. Couldn't find him. And here comes now Palace. If Casemiro could like not do that, that'd be ideal. Sam Johnston clears it upfield. Maguire wins the first ball, but Jairo Riedewald brings it down. But Garnacho with a good interception. Here is Casemiro. Looks for Martial. He gets there ahead of Rob Holding and finds Garnacho. Martial's down. Mason Mount's in. Finds Pellistri. Pellistri's got to score. What a challenge by Chris Richards. Oh my God, what a block. And Pellistri thought he was going to get his first goal for United. I don't believe he scored, at least. It's great play from Mason Mount to find Pellistri. Chris Richards just slides in. I'm not quite sure how he makes that challenge. That's Wan-Bissaka-esque, really. It's a great block. And you can see Pellistri there going, he knows he should score, really. Now, could you argue Chris Richards catches Pellistri before the ball? I believe that's Rob Holding there, has gone into the book for the foul on Anthony Martial. There's a corner here. Mount delivers. Headed. Casemiro's made it 2, baby. Casemiro's made it 2. And not just that, but that's a Mason Mount assist. That's 2-0. That's a Mason Mount assist from the corner. So 007, see you later. There we go. That is perfect. That is what we needed. Casemiro makes it 2. It's a great ball in. That header from Casemiro is unbelievable. There we go. And if there was any pressure on this game, gone. Casemiro is our top goal scorer this year. He scored some big goals as well. Scored the equaliser. Was it the equaliser or the opener against Forest? Scored 2 at what's their place? At the Allianz against Bayern. The man's a bagsman. The man is a bagsman. I don't know how he does it, but he's a bagsman. Sorry about that. That is grim. I am so sorry about that. That is awful. Why have I done that? Good interception from Rob Holding. United will look to try and play. Again, if you guys are enjoying, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. As Hannibal Mabry now goes into the book. Silly foul there from Hannibal Mabry, really. He is now the first United player on a yellow card. Redevel puts the ball into the box. Jordan Ayew gets a flick on it. It falls to Raksaki on this right-hand side. Good tackle from Amrabat, and he's fouled. Half an hour in. Man United have a free kick. 2-0 up. It feels good, boys. It feels good. Shots 5-0, 3-0 on target, 10 touches to 1 in the opposition half for United, and 69% possession. Amrabat has it, moves it back to Casemiro, who's dropped into the centre halves. Easy, 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 easy. United don't lose this game. Don't drop points now. We win this game, and I think this could be 2 or 3 or 4. Like, Palace have offered absolutely nothing. United have been so dominant. As Amrabat, crossfield ball to Diego Dalot, takes down really well. Finds Palestri, who looks to pull it back. Offside flag is up. But Palace get away with one there. Not impressed with Palace at all so far today. I expected more from Roy. But you can see there from that graphic, 0 shots, 0 goals in the first half of games this season for Crystal Palace. Like, they are much, much, much more effective in second half of games than first. I mean, Man United had that a couple of years ago under Ollie, where in first half of games we would just be awful, but second half would come out a completely different side. And I always said it about United, it's not sustainable. You can't just turn up for a second half of games. And I mean, games like this is the proof as to why. Like, Palace are out of this game. It would take some recovery, especially given it's at Old Trafford, to get back into this game now for Palace. No matter how well they play in this second half. As Palestri with a good tackle. It's out for a throw into Palace, but it's deep in Palace's heart. I'll radiator on. No, I'm just boiling. It's Mitchell with a throw in. Goes down the line. Casemiro wins the first. And Dalot gets it back to Harry Maguire. I'm really enjoying this performance from United. As for opening half an hour's go, I'm very, very happy. Hannibal back to Amrabat. Rafael Varane. Lestri. Varane. Back to Andre Onana. Casemiro. That's a poor ball looking for Mason Mount. And here comes Palace. Up on the halfway line, just goes back to Mitchell. I'll be so disappointed if I'm a Palace fan. You're not offering anything. You win the ball in a decent area. Surely you want to go forward. Not a good start. I'm not impressed with Palace at all. Really aren't. Richards to Johnston. Tips it out to Nathaniel Klein. Does well. Finds Doucouré. Hannibal's on his back. They play it out well. And here is Jairo Riedeveld. Who will now drive forward. Hannibal and Garnacho chasing back. Has slotted through. Mateta looks to get the cross in. Good defending from Amrabat. And again, Palace having to reset. Mitchell. Up to Ayew. Casemiro just can't keep it on. That for a throw to Palace. 35 minutes playing. Manchester United 2. Crystal Palace 0. United the better of the two sides so far. But since that second goal's gone in, Palace have kind of stepped up a little bit. Certainly offering more than they were in the first. As Chris Richards goes back to Sam Johnson. The long ball forward. Really poor ball, and it's out for a throw into United. Not what Manchester United need. Not what Crystal Palace needs, sorry. At this time in the game. Maybury finds Anthony Martial. Feels like the first time really Martial's got hold of the ball. And he's going on a dribble. Nice to see Martial doing that. He loses it. But that's better from Anthony Martial. Maybe a sign that we've got a fit Martial. As opposed to what we've seen in the last few years where he's kind of, when he gets the ball, he kind of stationary as Tariq Mitchell. That's that's an awful touch. Let's not sugarcoat it. Awful touch. Varane. Harry Maguire. Cross to Amrabat. Garnacho. Back to Amrabat. Mabry's dropped in. You know, just keeping the ball. Here is Amrabat still. Varane. What can you do with it, lad? Finds Martial. Martial's done really well here. Now just looks for an option. Moves it out to Hannibal Mabry. That's good play from Anthony Martial. Garnacho. Martial's there. Looks for Mount Garnacho. Well won by Chris Richards. He's having a good game at the heart of centre-back for Palace. Made that crucial block against Palestri, of course, to stop it from going 2-0 just before the corner. Which obviously, I mean, it resulted in 2-0 anyway, so not really worth his time, but it was a good block all the same, wasn't it? We've got about 10 minutes left of this first half. United, again, look, we're in total control, really, aren't we? I mean, Mason Mount's trending. It's cooking. And look, a lot of people are very impressed with Mason Mount so far today. And I have to say, Mount is playing well. Garnacho, Amrabat, back to Harry Maguire. Some blokes playing video games. He's connected his phone to the TV and playing video games on it. I've just seen it on Twitter. Get a grip, lad. Here comes Raksaki. Up against Amrabat. Amrabat, good defending. I tell you what, I like Amrabat. I mean, we all knew we would. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys watched the Europa Conference League final last year, West Ham Fiorentina. We obviously watched it here on this channel, as we always do with the three major European competitions. We always watch the finals here on the channel. And we saw in that final the qualities Amrabat has in midfield. Obviously, if you watched the World Cup with Morocco, we saw how good Amrabat was. And at left back today, out of position, I think we are seeing his some of the qualities that he possesses. When he moves central, we're just going to see that more and more. Especially as this team continues to grow and gets used to the new system and the new way of playing under Erik ten Hag this season. Now we've got the ball playing goalkeeper in Andre Onana. I've got no water left. Sam Johnston goes long. Mateta wins the first flick on. That's out for a goal kick. Garnacho moves out wide, looking for Palestri. Well defended there by Mitchell. Are you looking to try and wiggle his way around Diego Dallo? He can't, but he wins a free kick for trying. 41 minutes played, about 4 minutes till half time. Manchester United sitting comfy here at 2-0 up. Back to Sam Johnston. I'll tell you what, since the second goal, United have been a little bit more passive. I would like us to kind of try and grab hold of this game again. Try and grab hold of the initiative. But it's one of those where we're so close to half time at this point. It's better just to, if this is the state of the game, just leave it how it is. Get to half time and come out second half with control of the game once again. Here is Ayew. Because, I mean, even while Palace are keeping the ball better, they're not creating anything of any real note. They're not causing us any real issues. They're just kind of stopping United. So it doesn't. It's not that big of a deal. It's only when they start actually creating big chances and causing issues where I would get a little bit more worried. As Hannibal Mabry there uses his body well to win a free kick from really nothing. Jeffrey Schlupp, that's so poor. Hannibal sees he's got nowhere to kind of run to, and then just buys the foul. Really, really, really poor from Jeffrey Schlupp. Here's Hannibal Mabry. Dallo back to Varane. Harry Maguire with it. Back to Casemiro. I tell you what, in possession, what it actually is, it's this. It's both fullbacks dropping in. That. Casemiro's dropping into the back line. Here's Palestri. Try and get the crossing. This is what it's like. This is how we look in possession. Definitely that. Casemiro drops into the heart of the back three. And Varane and Maguire either side. That's how we are in possession. Obviously out of possession. Definitely that. So Mason Mount with a corner here for United. Obviously, we know what happened from the last one. Mount delivers. It's not a great ball in, header clear by Jordan Ayew, the Palace captain for today. Diego Dallo, Maybury, back to Dallo. I'm really looking forward to Palace in the weekend now. Palace, Mount, great ball into the box. Sam Johnston punches it away. And what would have been a ball to Anthony Martial. Garnacho and Martial go for the 1-2. Good defending from Nathaniel Klein. It's another corner for United. That ball from Casemiro to Mason Mount is utterly ridiculous, by the way. And that ball from Mount is ridiculous as well, looking for Martial. It was a nice 1-2 with Garnacho from Martial. But Nathaniel Klein did well. See it out for a corner. Mason Mount will take the corner for United. There is 5 minutes of added time here in the first half. Of course, a few of those minutes will be because of United's 2 goals. Mount goes to the edge of the box. Well defended, but Dallo has it. He's going to shoot. Blocked by Rob Holding. I mean, I'm comfy now. I'm relaxed. Often this season, I've been a bit. I look at games and I'm nervous because we're not playing well. But this game, I've been thoroughly impressed. As Amrabat looks to bring it forward. Casemiro just goes long and finds Dallo. It's far too easy. It's far too easy. We kind of just often we're just skipping natural progression because this ball from Casemiro, who's wherever he's picking it up in this back line, we'll put him there because this is where he sprayed this pass from. He just sprays it into this area. It was Dallo who picked it up that time. It's just constantly on. It's far too easy for United. Varane does well there. Finds Casemiro. Moves to Amrabat. Palestri. Dallo. Casemiro goes long. Looking for Palestri on this right-hand side. Finds him. Amrabat brings it down. Surrounded by players. Doucouré fouls him. Amrabat. He's holding his leg. He better be alright. We can't afford more injuries. We can't afford more injuries. He's back up. He's fine. I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. Amrabat back to Cast. Wow, he just 1-2 in. Casemiro moves the ball out wide. Here is Mason Mount. Not Mason Mount. Diego Dallo. Now Hannibal Maybury. Palestri. Can we get the ball into the box? Maybury. Tell you what, Maybury looks good. I like Maybury. It's exciting to see these young lads breaking through into the first team this season. Garnacho, Palestri, Hannibal, maybe. Mainu, sorry, not maybe. Ahmad when he gets back from injury, especially given the Anthony and Jadon Sancho situations. That right hand side is looking open for Amad Diallo when he is back. Whether I mean he could quite easily play that number 10 role or the as an advanced 8. Like Amad Diallo really is that good. And he showed it last season at Sunderland, and I think he'll show it again this year. As United, and mainly Martial was just playing 1-2 with everybody. He gives it to Maguire and goes, you know what, I'm not playing with you. And wanders back up front. You're not just knocking it around. And it's probably the smart thing. We've got about half a minute until half time. There's no point. You might as well just see the clock out. Get into half time, 2-0 up in a good position. Not really. Have we even conceded a shot yet? And that's a really good position to be in. For once, I think Erik Ten Hag will go into half time and he'll be absolutely delighted with what he's seen. Casemiro. Amrabat. Looks down the line for Hannibal Mabry. Mabry has it. That is a poor pass from Hannibal Mabry. Just needs to be a bit quicker. You can't give that as a handball. No, he's blown for half time. Half time. Manchester United 2. Crystal Palace 0. Goals coming from Casemiro and Alejandro Garnacho. And Erik Ten Hag, for the first time this season, will go into half time. Thoroughly happy with what he's seen from his side today. We have been fantastic. What can you say? What can you say about that performance so far from Manchester United? We've dominated proceedings and we've got the goals we truly deserve. This is the screen I want. There we go. And now, there we go. So again, 70% possession. That's more than last time we checked in on the stats. 6 shots, 0. 3 on target to 0. Palace have had nothing. They've offered nothing. They've done nothing. What? Boys, get used to this. Get used to it because this is the future under Erik Ten Hag. It really is. Right, I'm going to go fill my glass up. I'll be back in just a mo. Right, I'm back. So, for those of you who are interested, here are the scores around the ground in the other games today. Has updated, it has now. We can go over to this screen. This screen. There we go. So, Burnley 3, Salford 0 is still the score in Salford. Exeter and Luton are still 0-0. Ipswich now have a lead against Wolves, 3-2. Mansfield have a lead. Are losing to Peterborough United 2-1, while Middlesbrough have extended their lead over Brentford by 2-0. Port Vale also lead in their game against Sutton United. Things not looking good for Wolves. Losing to Ipswich, Kieran McKenna's Ipswich side, obviously a championship side. Yes, Wolves have rotated. However, it's not a good look, is it still? A Premier League side losing to one in the championship. A championship side that, look, they only got promoted last season. Well, this season, sorry. It says a lot about how well Kieran McKenna is doing there at Portman Road. And I'm mates with a couple of Ipswich fans, and they're very, very happy with the work he's doing there, and the job he's doing. I mean, speaking on Wolves, look at they're not doing great in the table. For me, they don't have a recognised goal scorer. They've got problems at Wolves. There are problems going on at Wolves. I don't particularly rate Gary O'Neill either. So there's not really anything going for them at the moment, Wolves. And last year they were in a relegation dogfight, and Julian Lopetegui came in, took him out of it. Well, right, at least kept them up or made them win that fight. This year, they could well be in it once again. The only thing that looked like it might keep them up is the fact that Luton, Burnley, and Sheffield United are worse. I think Sheffield United and Luton are down. To be honest, I really, really do. To me, it's just who takes that 18th spot. Will it be Burnley? It could be Wolves. Bournemouth, maybe. Just Bournemouth squad, just in general, isn't good enough. Players are coming out for the second half. So there is a change at the heart of defence for Crystal Palace. Mark Gahey comes on. Oh, sorry, there is change for United. Victor Lindelof's on. Rex. I think Palace have gone to a back three. It looks like it's a back three for Palace, while Lindelof is coming on. For Mason Mount. So, Lindelof moves into left back. And Amrabat will go into midfield. And look, I don't mind it. I think Mason Mount has played really well. So in that sense, would I have taken him off? No. However, Mason Mount will start on the weekend. And if he's only just coming back from injury, is there any need to risk an injury while he's still coming back? Not really. So I don't mind it. Like I said, it is now a back three for Palace. Or at least that's how it looks like it will be. What it will be. And it is. Just trying to sort this Palace team out. I don't have a back five template for the formations. We're sorting it. We're sorting it. Here comes Casemiro. It's a poor ball. Here comes Palace. There we go. Here we go. All right, sorted it. Eventually, I need to set the timer. There we go. Timer's all synced up. We're all on track now. Has the Palace lineup sorted itself out as well? No. Photoshop's crashed. Brilliant. Here is Lindelof. Martial back to Lindelof. Just avoided it. He had to run away from it. And what he's doing. Martial just smiles like, come on, bro. What are you doing? A lovely 1-2 from Martial. I don't know what he's doing. Victor Lindelof there.
Oh, he's completely reset.
Oh, man. Right. Ball comes in well dealt with by United. Right, let me sort this Palace team out again. It's Johnson in goal. Richards is on the right. Johnny Evans looks like he's going to be coming on in a mo. Yeah, he is on the left. Klein and Mitchell on either flanks. Who's the two midfielders? Bucore and Riedeveld. Are you on the right? No. Oh yeah. No. Ayu's on the left. Schlupp is on the left, right. And up top is Ateta. Because Martial! It's 3-0 and Anthony Martial has his goal. I didn't actually see the goal, but Martial does his salute. I think it's another Casemiro assist, you know. The bloke is next level. No, hold on. And then if we restart this, hopefully that should work. You'll see the goal here. Casemiro move the ball out to Diogo Dalot into Amrabat. Martial just lurking on that back post. Amrabat's cross came back to Casemiro, and it's a great ball to the back stick. And the finish from Martial is exceptional. It really, really is. What a goal for Manchester United from Anthony Martial. It's 3-0. And I'm a happy man that Martial gets his goal. And it's a really nice finish from Tony Martial. His little salute. His little salute, man. 3-0. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? There's Garnacho. Bring it forward. Oh, we can get more here. There is more goals here for the taking. I tell you what, Casemiro is our best creator, isn't he? There we go. Everything's working as it should do, which is fantastic. For once, it's all working. Lindelof. Did I put Lindelof? Did I sort Lindelof? I did. Good. Hello, Tyler, mate. How are we? Palestri. Martial. Nice ball up to Dallo. Back into Martial, who looks to backheel it across goal. Well cut out in the end by Palace. But again, it's nice to see. It's good to see. United, we're playing well and we're confident. Good to hear it, lad. Good to hear it. What have you made of the game? Because United, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Casemiro fires it at Martial. Looks for the flick onto Palestri. Didn't quite come off. United battling for it, but it's a free kick to Palace, foul by Hannibal Mabry. Will Hughes and Eze are about to come on for Palace. I don't really see the point. I don't. To be honest, I don't see the point. The game is done already. The game is done. You're 3-0 down. Why bring them on? Just save them for the weekend. If I'm Roy, I'd be saving them for the weekend. However, as a Man United fan, knowing we have them on the weekend, get them on. Let's get them. Let's get some minutes into their legs. Get them a bit tired for the weekend. Hopefully, they pick up a non-serious injury. Strain a hamstring. I could live with Eze straining his hamstring so he misses the weekend. But overall, it doesn't affect his career whatsoever. Strong challenge there by Lindelof. As Chris Richards just picks it back up. And Palace with the ball once again. Jara Riedeveld. Nice ball looking for Tariq Mitchell, who crosses it in. And Lindelof deals with it. And here is Casemiro, who just launches it long for Garnacho. And somehow it's come off. Oh, Casemiro, my guy. This is naughty stuff. What a game Casemiro's having. But I have to get off now, so see you later. But when you next live, we'll definitely join. Well, that'll be on the weekend for Palace all over again. So I'll see you then, my guy. In a bit, lad. So Johnny Evans and Dan Gore is coming on for Maguire and Casemiro. So Doucouré's off for Hughes. And Schlupp is off for Eze. So Evans comes on. Or maybe not. Maybe I think it's for Varane, actually. It is. So Evans and no, it's Amrabat. But Dan Gore makes his debut. That's how United now line up. Casemiro takes the armband. Johnny Evans, Harry Maguire's back in the back four. Look at that back four is a thing of nightmares, isn't it, really? But it's good fun. So Hughes is on, as is Eze. Looks like they might have gone to up top, to be honest, Palace. Eze playing as a number 10 with Mateta and Ayew maybe. Here's Dallo. Can't make the through ball, but Dangor's getting back. He's there with Ayew. Forces him back to Riedeveld. Palace lose it. Palestri picks it up. Here is Diego Dallo. Casemiro. Just slowing the tempo down. Lovely ball into Dangor, who gets past one, gets past two. Dangor looks to stop through Garnacho. Good run. Well intercepted, but United have it again with Gore. So poor pass to Casemiro, but Casemiro deals with it and gets it back to Lindelof at left back. United have just reset again. I'll tell you what, Johnny Evans, I'm waiting for the masterclass. This half an hour, we're about to see a Johnny Evans masterclass. Just you wait. Evans. Back to Andre Onana. There he goes. Whoop! Off. Up we go, looking for Dangor, who can't win the header up against Rob Holding. Shock. But Palestri has fouled Gahey there, and it's a free kick to Palace. 27 minutes to play. Palace 0, United 3 here at Old Trafford. I think Palace, look, they're going to look for a consolation, but really it's about for them. It's damage limitation. It's running the clock down, just making sure things don't get too embarrassing. Especially given what we saw like Sheffield United against Newcastle. A bit of pride starts to come into it at 3. We go, if we start conceding 4, 5, things, it's starting to get a bit embarrassing here. Royalton sides don't lose by 4 or 5. Rob Holding goes down the line, looking for Nathaniel Klein. He's made a good run there, Klein, up against Lindelof. He's obviously out again, playing out of position at left back. Again, you would have thought they would have swapped it over and had had Dallo move over to left back and Lindelof into right back, but that's not been the case. Lindelof is the left back of choice. As Casemiro, nice cross-field ball to Diego Dallo, who moves it down the line for Valencio Palestri. Does he win a free kick there? No, he doesn't. Good defending from Mark Gahey. He takes the throw in quickly. It's Eze. Back to Mitchell. It's with Sam Johnson now, who pings it out to Nathaniel Klein, who takes it down well. Richards. Nice ball to Gahey. Gahey loses it here to Dallo. Casemiro. First time ball into Martial, who moves it first time for Hannibal Mabry. He just weren't really alert. Martial says, come on, lad. You got to be on your toes there. Martial did well to find Mabry, but it looked like he was lagging. He weren't really paying attention to what was going on there. Dangor, back to Maguire. Johnny Evans. Johnny bloody Evans, man. Come on. Palestri. Well, defended by Mitchell. It's a thrown to United. Casemiro is saying, come on, lad. Give it to me and I'll do something with it. What's that? A goal? Who got the assist? for, was it Dallo? Yeah, it was Dallo. A goal and an assist for Casemiro today. It's not been a bad day at the office for him, has it? And I'll tell you what, as well, we've got one more strange occasion, I want to say. No, I think we still got two. I hope Martial plays the 90. We haven't seen him do that in over a year. He didn't do it once last season. Or the year before that, so 2 years. 2 seasons since we saw Martial play a full 90. I hope today is the day we finally see him do one. Saturday night football, Tottenham versus Liverpool at 5. If we weren't for the United game at 3, I'd probably do a watch along for that. But I'm sorry. What in the world is this Super Sunday? Forest Brentford. Forest Brentford on a Super Sunday. Are you taking the piss? Put that on the Saturday night and put Super Sunday, the Spurs game, and Andre Onana. I'm not sure. It's an unconventional save, but makes a good save. I think with his knee more than anything. It was Casemiro. Poor ball to give away. He found Eze. He found Mateta. And my mic's in my way, so I don't actually see the save as I'll hold it to see it. Oh no, it is with his foot. Riedeveld. Hughes. Are you? Holding. I tell you what, Rob Holding looks very much like Gary Cahill. He gives me so much Gary Cahill vibes, but he's nowhere near as good as Gary Cahill was. Don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing the two, but obviously Gary Cahill had his little spell at Crystal Palace, didn't he? After he left Chelsea, before he went to Bournemouth, and that's the vibes I'm getting from Rob Holding. Hughes goes back to Johnston. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. And please do get involved in the live chat. That would be greatly appreciated. Ask what you want, say what you want in there. We can get a conversation going. But I think that is going to be a corner for United. Rob Holding looks a little bit pissed off. Donny's coming on for Hannibal Mabry. The return of Donny van der Beek. Return of Van Beek. It's return of Van Beek. Van der Beek. Donny van der Beek is coming on. Hannibal Mabry makes way. Mabry and Ten Hag having a conversation there, a little joke with each other as Dallo delivers the ball. Johnny Evans! Oh, I thought he scored! Oh, he won the header. He leaped like a salmon. And Johnny Evans, he's a bloody threat, isn't he? Dallo delivered it in. Great header. It's a good save. And Donny van der Beek was there on the rebound, but Johnston just got up quick enough. It's a great header from Johnny Evans. Bloody hell. Part of the reason we signed Harry Maguire was his ability in the air and to score goals from corners. Johnny Evans, in 2 games, has proven he's way better. Garnacho. Lindelof. Bangor. Lindelof. Well, look, Dylan Dennis might be about to pull out his fight with Logan Paul. If he does, my God, that is embarrassing, isn't it? So in the other games around the grounds, they are in the 90th minute or coming close to the end. And Exeter have had some moment as Rasmus Højlund's about to come on. So it looks like we will not see Anthony Martial play the 90. Exeter in the 93rd minute, first minute are 1-0 up. Former Manchester United Academy, would you say he's a graduate? I think he made an appearance for United. Dimitri Mitchell scored in the 83rd minute to give Exeter the 1-goal lead. 5 minutes later, Mitchell saw red. So, as time ticks on in that game, looks as if Luton are going out to the hands of Exeter. Burnley in the 90th minute are 4-0 up against Salford. Sander Budge, Jacob Bruun-Larsen, Dara O'Shea and Wilson Obada with the goals. Ipswich are still beating Wolves by 3-2. Mansfield and Peterborough is still 1-2, the mighty Posh. Middlesbrough are 2-0 up against Bradford, while Port Vale have a 2-1 lead over Sutton. And the final change of Manchester United today will be Rasmus Højlund for Anthony Martial. I think Martial's been alright. He's not been great. He's not been awful. Not been awful. There we go. I'll tell you what, this has pretty much been the perfect game for United. A convincing win. We've rotated and we've given some of the younger lads and some of the second team lads a chance, even after we've rotated the squad. Donny van der Beek, how many games is he going to play this year? Not many, but he's playing today. Palestri got a start. We're seeing Johnny Evans, Harry Maguire. How often are they going to play? Dan Gore is getting minutes. It's all going on. Jose. Casemiro does well. Gore moves in to Johnny Evans. Maguire. United just knocking the ball well around nicely here. Harry Maguire. That's a poor ball. Dan Gore that picks it up. I don't think Dangor's been great since coming on, but here is Donny to Palestri. You can tell Dangor is an academy player in the nicest way. Just some of his passes just a bit sloppy, a bit loose. Like, he's a good player, I'm sure. He's not quite at the level just yet. I have Rasmus Højlund, not Rasmus Højlund, it's Donny van der Beek. Go on, Donny, edge of the box, Dallo. Still Diego Dallo. I graduated start of this month. A few weeks ago. Lindelof heads it back towards the box, cleared away. Nathaniel Klein goes down the line. So it's job hunting time for me now, Aguero lad. Long time no see. How you been? How have you been? What have you made of the United today? If you're watching. And I was speaking to Alejandro Garnacho, just sharing a bit of his wisdom. I have to say, I've said it a few times. There's no one else I'd want Alejandro Garnacho learning from than him. It looks like Jairo Riedewald might be coming off. Not quite sure who that is coming on for Palace. But I'll tell you what, I'm certain I do not have a face for him. Mansfield have equalised against Peterborough. Mansfield have scored a 93rd minute penalty. Does that take it as penalties? A replay? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Full time at Bradford. We're waiting for the full-time whistles in the other games. But Peterborough, Mansfield has finished, well, is 2-2 in the 98th minute. There's 10 minutes to go in this game, plus whatever added time we get. Jairo Riedewald is off for Palace. On comes their number 52, Ozoa. I was right, I do not have a face for Ozoa. So a blank one goes in. Donny. Casemiro moves it out to Dangor. Was getting involved, which is good to see. I think often games like this can sail past young players. And like I say, while I think some of his involvements have been a bit sloppy, not all of them, but some of them, it's good that he's getting involved. And that's, well, I think that comes down to IQ. Like, obviously he'll grow, he'll develop, and he'll get used to kind of playing in games like this as he grows. Whether or not he'll be Manchester United quality and ever break into the first team, that's a different question, of course. But he will grow into playing professional football at this sort of level and this sort of intensity. But it's the IQ to kind of be picking the ball up, dotting around, picking the ball up, winning, getting involved. That's not on. That's something you either have or you don't. And it's nice to see that he does have it. As Palace looking just to see out the last 10 minutes here. Will Hughes gives it away to Dallo, who finds Casemiro. First time to Rasmus Højlund, back to Casemiro, to Palestri. Palestri to Højlund, back to Palestri. His shot is blocked by, I think it was Rob Holding. And Hughes looks for Mateta and finds him, who holds it up well. Poor ball into Mitchell from Mateta. And Palace have to restart from fresh. Exeter are through against Luton. Ipswich are through against Wolves. Bradford are out against Middlesbrough, and Salford are out to the hands of Burnley. That game not finished just yet, but it will take some meltdown of the highest order for Salford to get back into it, and the game has now finished. So now it's mathematically impossible. Mansfield Peterborough ended 0-0. Johnson Clark Harris scored in the 30. Well, Will Swan scored in the 5th minute from the penalty spot. Johnson Clark Harris scored a brace in the 30th and 47th minute to give Peterborough the lead, but Lucas Atkins scored in the 93rd minute to bring the score to 2-2. I believe it now goes to a penalty shootout. And I don't suppose there's going to be anywhere I can watch this penalty shootout. Where am I going to find this penalty shootout? Would it be on Sky? Will Sky have it on? On one of their other channels. As Casemiro has it. Let's Soccer Saturday. Surely they'll put the penalties on. Score. Find Dallo, who fires it at goal. Blocked by well, it looked like it could have been a flailing arm. But just throwing bodies at it. Rasmus Højlund just crowded out. And Eze. Gahey. Back to Eze. Donny van der Beek with a good tackle. Referee says foul. You heard about Reading FC? They're done for. Are they? What's going on at Reading? I mean, I've heard of the club. I don't know what's going on there. Mateta, good save by Onana, and Ozo fires wide. There's a chance there for Palace. The owner. I know they're a bit of a mess. Obviously, they got relegated last year. Reading hit with another transfer embargo and will be deducted more points if they fail to pay player wages this week. In avoid to avoid back-to-back relegation after another transfer embargo was placed on. They're now facing an unprecedented 4th winding up order. Yeah, Reading don't look great, do they? The owner just needs to sell it, but for whatever reason, he's just not. And the Royals, you're right, they could be done. Because I mean, they're already in up Shit's Creek, aren't they? In League One. Where are they? 22nd in the league. They've already been given a 4-point deduction. Having won 3 games, they're only on 5 points. And that could be about to get even worse. But Palestri's here for United. Driving forward. Finds Rasmus Højlund, just couldn't turn his man. Launch forward. Harry Maguire picks it up on the halfway line. Look, they need to sell up. Owners that not only that run a club into the ground, but then refuse to sell when it looks like it's all they're done for. I hate. You can't manage your way out of this. You need to sell the club. Get whatever you can for it and move on. Say, I have failed. These the clubs don't don't belong to owners. They don't. And I've said this so many times. Clubs belong to the fans. Manchester United is not the Glazers. They're the fans. And the same way, like when you have dodgy people in charge of football clubs, so you have obviously everything with the Saudis at Newcastle. You have obviously the Qataris for United. I wouldn't say Man United aren't the ones committing these war crimes. It's the owners. I'm not saying the people that own Newcastle commit war crimes or commit human rights violations or whatever. The owners do, and that has no reflection on the club. The owners are just fund them. And the fact that I think owners sometimes think, no, this is my club, I think is just so wrong. Give over, essentially. If you can't afford it, you're not going to run the club properly, don't own the club. Dallo whips the corner in, puts it on the goalkeeper, cleared. Lindelof from the edge. It's a great hit. Palestri, is there a handball in there? Johnny Evans can't get a hold of it. Lindelof, the Garnacho goes for goal. Good save by Johnson. Out for a corner. But yeah, owners like that make me sick, and they shouldn't be allowed. And like the EFL needs to do something about it. They need to be able to force sales in positions like this, because this is a joke. Derby, it was the same with Derby, same with Bury. And we obviously saw how it went for Bury. God forbid that the same does happen for Reading, but it's not looking good for them as it stands. But penalty in the Mansfield and Peterborough game. Mansfield are 2-1 up. Peterborough missed their first two. Mansfield scored both. There's Christy Pym. That's not good. Mason Clark scored. But not Christy Pym, man. Christy Pym used to play. Christy Pym used to play for Peterborough. Left after a falling out with the manager. But we've had a save from Peterborough. Peterborough goalkeeper has made a save. So it is 2-1 with the same amount of penalties taken. Clark Harris and Ronnie Edwards both had their penalties saved for Peterborough. And Ollie Clark has had his saved for Peterborough as Josh Knight misses a penalty. And Peterborough United are in a mess as Casemiro delivers into the box. Garnacho can't bring it under. It's 3-1 on aggregate. And it's score to win, I believe. Casemiro gets man of the match, and I think it's hard to kind of go against him, isn't it? Got a goal, assist. Absolutely fantastic. Everywhere on the pitch. And Mansfield are through. Peterborough, the nemesis of their own, the thingy of their own downfall. Conceded 2 penalties in the 90 and then missed 3 penalties in the shootout. If you're Peterborough United, you're not looking good, are you? You've not had a good night. I mean, I'm from around Peterborough, so like I do follow Peterborough. I remember I did a Man City Peterborough watch along. Was it 2 years ago? And I'm pretty open with that. I like Peterborough, so I don't really. I'm not massively fussed on him, but I do like him. That is a bit of a piss take. But I mean, Sheffield Wednesday, we beat him. Well, I say we. Peterborough beat him like 4-0 in the league, in the playoffs, and then we bottled it in the second leg. Here is Palestri driving forward for United here. I think Palestri's had a good game as well. I don't think anyone's had a bad game at all. Maguire. The Garnacho. As Nathaniel Klein slipping and sliding. That's out for a corner. There's not going to be many left. Last opportunity for United to get a fourth. I said 3-0, not 2-0. Dallo will take the corner for United. Manchester United 3-0 up. This can't be long left. Goals coming from Alejandro Garnacho, Casemiro and Anthony Martial. Dallo puts one into the back post. Punched away by Johnston. Palestri has it. Fires at goal. Well blocked from Palace. And there is full time. Ten Hag and Roy Hodgson shakes hand. It was a very clear, well played by Roy Hodgson. And United have 3 points. United have 3 goals. And United go into the game on the weekend against Palace in the perfect possible way. We've put Palace to the sword. We've scored 3 goals. We've put straight fear into them. And now we wait till Saturday where we go and do it all over again. But that is going to be it from me today. Man of the match, it's got to be Casemiro, doesn't it? A goal and assist. Overall, just absolutely fantastic. He gets a rest. Anthony Martial and Bruno Fernandes in each other's ear. It's going to be a good season, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a good season. And it all starts now. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoy. You all did enjoy. If you have, like button below, subscribe. You know the gist. And I'll see you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.